85,
90.
90, 95.
We're playing for keeps.
We're on the market. Stay strong, sir.
Sold!
Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 24th of June. And just in case you don't recognise who I am, I'm Philip Kingston from Gary Peer & Associates.
And I'm Gary Peer from Gary Peer & Associates. You're very dressed up today with the tie, very official.
Do you know what, Gary?
Looking very formal, very schmick.
You take 2.5 weeks holiday, you got to come back and you got to get yourself in the zone. I thought, today, Monday, my first Monday morning meeting that I didn't show up for. It's Tuesday and I thought I'm going to absolutely pump. I'm going to pump myself up.
No, it's about time, you know. And, while you've been swanning around the world, country to country, you know, from beautiful beach club to magnificent restaurant, we've all been sweating away and, you know, toiling here.
I don't think you would have been sweating away given the temperature has been,
when you run hard enough. Like
9-10 degrees. Speaking of temperatures, if you've never been to Dubai, right, stopped in Dubai on the way home at 9 o'clock in the evening, 41 degrees and humid. I've never ever been in a place where 41 degrees and humid work side by side.
Yeah, I've had that. I've had that in Vietnam once. It's the hottest place I've ever been to. But some like it hot and some sweat when the heat is on, Phil.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not sure which one you are. I think you're both.
Just a quick shout out about Dubai. One thing. You've been to Chadstone, Gary, the Chadstone Shopping Centre?
Pretty big.
You go there, go there, and you could make a day of it. In fact, they've got a hotel there. You could make a weekend of it.
You could.
Well, all I can say is the Dubai Mall makes Chadstone look like a 7-Eleven.
Is that right?
I'll just drop into Chadstone, the 7-Eleven of shopping centres. I'll just stop there and run in and run out. The Dubai Mall, I was reading somewhere that the Dubai Mall is the most visited place on the planet.
Is that right?
Which, if that's true, that's a sad indictment on the world, really.
Well, with all that shopping, it's been back for 4 days. I'm still waiting for my gift, I've got to say. You know, you'd think there'd be something coming, wouldn't you? Would that be unreasonable? I mean, your mate since your teenager, 50 years of friendship, he goes overseas, I'm, covering his backside, working, running from here to here, from auction to open for inspection to meeting to, and nothing. Bubkas, nothing.
Do you know what? I did think about it, Gary.
Squat.
I did think about it, but I came up with the 3-week rule.
Oh, is that right?
Right? There's a 3-week rule. I think that when it comes to presents, if you're away for 3 weeks or more, you bring back presents for all of those dear people in your life. But if you're only going for under 3 weeks,
20
days, for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
I was away for
2.5
weeks, 18 or 19 days. You just haven't got the time, Gary.
Is that right?
And if you devote yourself to frivolously looking for commercial things, it's just a waste of your time. So 3-week rule, if you can quote me on that, viewers, the 3-week present rule.
Well, we're back in town.
How many weeks are you going away for shortly?
I won't talk about that. We're back in town. The boys are back in town as the famous song goes by Thin Lizzy. We are back in town, Phil, and it's good to have you by my side.
Thank you.
We've had some great stand-ins, we had Darren here, we had Leor here, we had Jeremy Rosens here. And Jeremy Rosens has that right balance of abuse and charm,
to make you feel like you're doing it with me.
That's right. So, but thank you for all of those, those anchors, co-anchors, and always bringing the news around. Actually, we had a couple of Cheerios last week to a few viewers, Phil, the regular viewers who have said, I watch that every week, and so we found out who it is that watches the show. Busy weekend, good clearance rate. I think it was about 80% out there, Phil, in the marketplace.
No. What are you talking about? 69 or 70% there was the auction clearance.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where you're getting that from. 70% auction clearance in both Melbourne and Sydney, but we came in with...
I think it was 94%?
16 out of 17, Gary.
I think it was a 94% clearance rate. If I'm not mistaken, let's put up the towers. We can write down if it's wrong. Put up the towels, play some Bose music, because we've got more music now for our runaway train. We'll get to that too. And it's a beautiful thing. Some great results, some popular properties, some well-attended auctions, some premium results, Phil, and some that sold for about what they should have. But some went for a bit more as well. Interesting market out there. Still plenty of people around, Phil.
Yes. I got back on Friday, did 4 auctions on Saturday and 3 auctions on Sunday. The one thing that I was struck by was the number of people at the auctions. So, I think it's always it's the calm before the storm. There is no question we're calling the fact that we think the market's going to rise, and anybody that's buying at the moment is probably going to look back in time and go, I was either a genius or just lucky, or both. But I think the number one predicator for me is are the open for inspections well attended, and are the auctions well attended? Because if those two things correlate, you just know the next click is when people go, I'm in, I'm buying. But they start by doing the research, going to opens, then they're attending auctions. It's only a matter of time before it all swings in the vendor's favour.
Well, you know, there's a racing term, Phil, that they call it foreign invaders. When the horses come from Japan and in the UK or, you know, other countries and they win here, they say, oh, you know, they win the Melbourne Cup, for example, or the Corporate Cup. Well, we've now got the foreign invaders buying property because we're selling to Sydney, we're selling to Queensland, we're selling to Tasmania. We have got people coming from interstate, Philip, seeing and recognising value in Melbourne. It continues to happen.
Look, I'm just going to interrupt.
It's crazy.
Because this is a fact-based show. It's a fact-based show.
Not fact-based.
No, it's fact-based show.
I'm glad he said fact, not fat.
Keeping in mind that it's based. So when something's fact-based, that means there's a degree of elasticity. But I just want to do a bit of a fact check because you're saying the foreign invaders from Sydney, from Queensland,
Tasmania.
No, there is no such thing. There's no such thing in the history of real estate anywhere in the world that Tasmanian buys something that's not in Tasmania. Like I hear people going from Sydney and Melbourne to buy in Tasmania. I've never yet heard about a Tasmanian buying something on the mainland.
Well,
it's a ridiculous concept. Can you actually prove it? Have you got a sale?
I've got a contract.
Have you got a contract?
It's subject to finance, but it's going to go through. It's happening. It's happening. So you know, and now Dave Hughes just put out a little skit if you get to find it, which is very funny. Sort of talking about how good Victoria is, how you can spend $80 to buy some chips, our world famous Chapel Street with a vacancy, and then they're talking about all the potholes, they're showing cars going into potholes. That's a problem about potholes, the roads here. I actually had a flat tyre, and the first time I've ever gone to pump my tyre up, I had no idea what I was doing. I ended up putting in 50 and it's supposed to be 30, so my car's been going a little bit high, but I'm scared it's going to blow up, but it hopefully won't. But every time I've done it, which is twice now, there were other people blow out the tyres, and I've never seen people blow out the tyres, but I think the potholes, Phil, are a bit of an issue now. What do you think?
I don't know what the relationship is between potholes and air in your tyres, but what we do know is let's talk about some of the results from the weekend,
but I want to
Gary.
go back to this because I reckon that when you're a Victorian, you realise what's wrong with Victoria. But when you're not a Victorian, you just say, this is an event city, everything's going up in Sydney, everything's going up in Queensland. Looks like pretty good value down there. So maybe they're seeing something we don't see.
Okay, there's the loop. We've got back there. There was the loop.
I want to talk about one of the things. I want to talk about owners' corporation fees. Because, you know, we'd like to give a little bit of information. Body corporate fees, Phil.
Owners' corporation fees. There's no such thing as a body corporate anymore.
So it's called owners' corp. So owners' corporation fees. A number of buyers have been looking at properties and they go, I don't want to buy it because of the owners' corporation fees. And we've gone back. So it's very important for agents to understand, because sometimes there's a fund or there's a premium for some works to be done. They don't represent it always. And it's very important that buyers understand the detail behind the owners' corporation fee. Because I think it can be very easy, because what happens, I'm scared that or fearful that buyers are going to say, Philip, that apartment, the owners' corporation fee too high. Then they're going to go and buy something else. There'll be a levy on that one, which was not anticipated, but was obviously going to happen. And they knew about the other one and they didn't buy it, but then they just transferred the issue over there. Does that make sense?
No, not particularly, but I do like the theme. The theme here, viewers, is there is an owner's corporation charge that is natural, pays for the insurance, maintenance, general running of a building, like you would pay for your running of a house. So the owner's corp will cover all of these reoccurring charges. A well-run body corporate or owner's corporation, a well-run one, will be putting money on the side for further larger scale maintenance. So for example, if the average running cost of a owner's corporation might be for a particular unit $1,000 per quarter, but the timber windows might be starting to rot, they might start to say, well, we're going to put another $500 a quarter aside for when we need to change all of the windows. So a well-run owners corporation will be building up a fund on the side. So you do need to dig a bit deeply, because some of the worst buildings are the ones with the lowest owners corporation fees, because they might just be running the building down. So the good news, if you're dealing with one of our team, they're well versed around this and they'll be able to dig through the minutiae with you. But it is important to actually analyse,
understand it.
Is it expensive or is it good value? And good value is often because it's a higher level.
And sometimes a higher fee means the building is going to be better preserved if
Correct.
it's not wasteful, Phil. Some of those owners corporation groups are wasteful, and others are very good, very frugal and very sensible. Because it's easy to be wasteful. Like because you're a bit of an investor and I'm a bit of a punter. So if you were looking after the owners corporation, you'd say, look, let's be sensible, put some money away. And I'd say, look, Lakes Folly is a certainty at a place. And Morphettville was Saturday, and it came forth.
This is why we do not manage any owners' corporations, right? Just so you know, there's the truth. Gary, can we talk about the weekend?
Let's talk about the weekend. I know you're driving me there, Phil. You're driving me there. You're driving me crazy, but it's good to have you back in Melbourne because I missed you. And welcome home.
Thank you very much.
Did you buy much shopping for yourself? Did you buy much shopping for yourself?
Actually, didn't at all.
Really? You didn't expand your wardrobe?
No, I bought a couple of pairs.
Is this something new? Or?
No, this is. Well, I'd call it old, but it's only the first time I've worn it.
Fair enough,
but that's old. But no, Gary, I just didn't shop. Honestly, Europe is so expensive. It is so expensive.
Oh, isn't it sad for Phil if he's finding Europe expensive? And what a shame. We'll pass the hat around. Anybody, we can put a number up here. A GoFundMe Phillips Europe wardrobe fund.
Europe summer vacation.
Summer vacation fund.
Okay. Fair point.
Victor Road, Bentley East, Phil. You started off there on Saturday morning. Sold for $1,216,000.
A lovely competitive auction there, Gary. Well, shout out to the Bentley team that did a great job there.
They do a great job.
They do a great job, but great auction, great vendors, great buyers.
One at 340A Dandenong Road, Phil. I think that could have been this weekend's runaway train. Let's hear it. There it is. It's leaving the station. The runaway train is off, Philip. That property had 5 minutes. It was our most popular property. Look, anything with a courtyard is always going to be popular.
No question.
It's hard to know how much the premium will be, but that was sold for $675,000, Phil. Quoting 550 to 6. Reserve was in the range, but the competition took it
I reckon
more than 10%.
Just quietly, a courtyard can add 5 to 10% of value onto the property if it's a good one.
And sometimes significantly more, as is this case, because we quoted it thinking that 600 might see it out, yet it got about 12% over.
There you go. Courtyards add value.
They do, Philip. I love when you sell a property and you're selling in the street that shares your name. And there you were in Kingston Street. Is that part of the subdivision of the family? Maybe generations ago. The Kingstons. Look, we own this slab of land in Hampton. I think we'll name one after our own family.
Well, I did go down the street rather slowly, Gary, as the serfs came out, giving me rent.
Yeah. Do you allow them to look at you, or do they just have to keep their head bowed to the ground?
I think we sold 36 Kingston Street. Yeah. Unfortunately, there were only 40 properties in the street, Gary, and this is the one that we didn't own, and I didn't bother buying it because why would I?
No, of course not.
But yes, nice to be auctioning in Kingston Street. Shout out to the vendors there. Shout out to Dizzy Wang and Christian Defrec, who handled that property beautifully. Arlene Joffe was also in attendance.
She was involved,
but really good result there, and very happy to be saying, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Philip Kingston. Welcome to 36 Kingston Street.
Love it when that happens. Phil, I did join you because we often go separate ways, but occasionally we do meet in the middle. And I did meet you at Halstead Street.
You did?
On Saturday. That was a wonderful home. Been in the same family for a while.
Shout out to the vendor there. Yep. She is the most delightful person.
Indeed. And her family is wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, it goes without saying, but delightful person. She's moving on, and we do thank her for entrusting us with the sale of something that she was deeply in love with.
And I'm not surprised, some of the buyers, Phil. There were 3 bidders there. 35 Halstead Street was quoted 3.2 to 3.52. The price undisclosed, but it's within the range, Phil.
Yep.
So that was congratulations, well done to the buyers as well, who only really went there once and had missed out on something else of ours.
Sometimes that's all you need, Gary.
Yeah. They missed in Armidale, but they were successful in Caulfield North.
Yep.
So they were very excited. 16 Canbrook Road, Philip. Well done to the vendor and the buyer of that home. That brought down the curtain on not a hugely busy, but an active weekend. Now this is a lovely home, lovely period home, Philip. It was called Hollywood, was the name.
Beautiful house. And well done to the team there, and well done to the vendor, and good luck to the incoming purchaser, because it's a great spot there.
Indeed, we have a smorgasbord of fun offerings this weekend, Philip. I'm here with you on Saturday. I'm going to depart on Sunday to go to the conference.
You're going to a conference.
So the 3-week rule does not apply.
Tell me, no, absolutely. It's from the moment you leave to the conference. conference, because from the conference you're going on holiday.
I'm having a short break just to refresh myself to be at my best for when I
I'm
get
pretty
back.
sure you will be away for more than 3 weeks.
I don't think so, actually. I'm not sure.
I'll send you a list. I'll text you a list of the goodies that I'd like you to buy.
It's a shame I'm not going to the same expensive, lavish destinations as you could afford to, Phil, but because otherwise you could have left me a shopping list and I could have gone and picked the things up for you.
Don't you worry, I'll be sending you through my list. What have we got this weekend, Gary? How many auctions?
We're kicking off, Phil. We've got, I don't know, about 15 auctions, but we can't wait for the weekend. We're going to kick off midweek, Phil. We're going to sell a couple of shops on Hawthorne Road. I hope that suits and works for you. These properties at Hawthorne Road, Caulfield South, 357 to 361. We've sold this once before, a long time ago, Phil.
What an amazing property, Gary. This gives you the most incredible income opportunity. 4 wonderful shops and really in a great location that's just getting better and better. 357 to 361 Hawthorne Road, Caulfield South.
What would a week at Gary Pearce Associates be without selling a block of apartments, Phil? And this is a beautiful, magnificent block of 8, Phil, the Magnificent 8 in Chomley Street, Paran, a great spot.
Daniel Michmacher and Jeremy Rosens have had the honours there. That is a great building, and Chomley Street is a fantastic location. So if you're going to buy 1 block of apartments in your lifetime, Chomley Street could well be the one.
I love evening auctions, Phil. We're not twilighting now.
No.
No. We're not twilighting. Get that out of your head. We are evening auctions. We are doing evening auctions, and I got to say, I love it. They've been doing well, and this one's going to do well.
Lucky number 8 Rosemont Avenue again. Daniel Michmacher and Jeremy Rosens. 5 incredible bedrooms, 3 beautiful bathrooms, off-street car parking, double lock-up garage. That sits on a wonderful parcel of land in what would be one of Caulfield North's better streets. And they're all good streets, I don't mind saying.
Do you think as an auctioneer you'll perform differently at night? Do you think you'll perform better, or worse, or the same?
Do you know what? I only have one switch, Gary. There is off and there is on. And when I'm on, I'm on. When I'm off, I'm off. But when I'm at any auction, Gary, I'm on.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to seeing you there because I'll be in town for that, Phil, at Rosemont Avenue. We have double auction action on Saturday morning. We're rolling into Jackson Street, St Kilda. Some action, Action. Jeremy Rosens, the auctioneer for that.
Meeting Morris Bitten there, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Love Jackson Street, great. We walk to the beach, walk to Fitzroy Street, walk everywhere, really.
I get to go to Murrumbeena at 10:30am and I'm excited, Phil. Looking forward to it.
Meeting John Sweepo and Leon Gusenfitter there. That's a really good 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space apartment. That's just a great, you buy that as a home, buy that as an investment and live happily ever after.
Jeremy Rosen's second auction on Saturday, Philip, is right around the corner. In fact, it's above his office or behind his office in Grieve Street, St Kilda.
Again, meeting Morris Bit on there. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Be part of all of St Kilda has to offer, and it has to offer so much.
Phil, there are 9 auctions on Saturday. You're only doing 1.
I know.
I don't know if you'd be on the nose. Or,
I must be.
It's hard to get a gig, isn't it?
If I'm only going to do 1, Gary, let it be this 1 bedroom apartment in Williams Road, but it's actually on the corner of a beautiful street of Paran. You're walking distance there to absolutely everything. You've got the Hawksburn Village, you've got Chapel Street, and that's an older style, very large apartment. That's old school real estate. It's been renovated, Gary. You can move straight in and not spend a cent. A wonderful address, a wonderful building, a wonderful opportunity.
Lots of charm and character and an oversized apartment. Phil,
yes, I'll be meeting there. I'm going to be meeting Adi Ignatius and Idan Gutman. They've loved being at that property.
A couple of young guns, Phil. I get to go from Murrumbeena to Bentley. This time I'm in Mortimer Street in Bentley. I'm meeting Leon Gusenfitter there with Vanessa McGlynn.
Gary, this is 4 incredible bedrooms, 2 beautiful bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, a fantastic parcel of land. That's your opportunity to get into Bentley, and Bentley, without question, is one of Melbourne's standout suburbs.
Now, Phil, you would remember Bruce Terry, the developer.
I do.
He developed this block. It was a rental block. He purchased it, sold them separately, renovated them. And we're talking about Quatter Avenue, Philip, a beautiful little windy street in Ripponlea.
Comes off Glen Ira Road and the wonderful village there of Ripponlea. This is 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Look, it's a great apartment, but the location there is one of Melbourne's best. And that has been handled by Daniel Peer and Bernard Mell.
And Simon Radolnik has the auction honours. Phil, Huntley Street, Glen Huntley is where Leo is going to be with Mark Kirkham at 12:30.
And Adi Ignatius there again, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That's quite a large apartment, Gary. Like that address, I like that apartment, and we love Carnegie.
I'm predicting this is going to be very popular, Phil. From the moment we opened the front door, we were flooded with people. It's been one of our best attended properties. We actually put the range up, and just to give the buyers a better indication that this is going to be hot, Phil. It's Pierce Street, Caulfield South.
As it should be, Gary, because it's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a double lock-up garage. It's got its own street frontage. That's a really good development, and Pierce Street is brilliantly located with a tram on the front door. At the front door,
North Road, Ormond is the location where we bring down the curtain on a not such a busy but a vibrant Saturday. Leo Samuels, the auctioneer, and Rishi Thacker has been handling this together
with Alex Stupa. This is 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 car spaces. Absolutely beautiful inside. That's a really good standout property.
I'm sorry that I'm not leaving on Sunday night, Philip, because I'd love to attend all of these auctions. The flight goes out to the conference in the morning, but I'd love to be there Sunday night.
Well, 32 Maxwell Grove, you'll be missing that, Gary. This is the most incredible home. It's architect designed by Selwood and Blackstone, built for the current owners. They've lived in it, loved it. There's hardly a chip or scratch. It feels like a brand new house. 5 incredible bedrooms, 3 beautiful bathrooms, double lock-up garage. When you go into the back garden, it feels like you're in Port Douglas because it's got an extra large garden, the most beautiful landscaping. Everything about that house is incredible. Looking forward to that auction.
Did you do a video there?
I did, Gary.
You would have had a party doing that. You would have had a ball. It really is. I went there on the weekend. I thought that's one of the most beautiful homes.
Incredible house.
We've sold, actually.
Yep.
Alfada Street, Caulfield South is where you're going to be doing your 11:30, your second of 4 auctions. Phil, tell us about
it. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, Gary. Everything that opens and shuts there, including this incredible alfresco decked area. I love Alfada Street. I love that part of Caulfield South. That is a really good home. And I am meeting there Joel Sir and Liam Elbaum.
Timeless charm and great quality in a prestige address, Phil. That's 30 Leeburn Avenue, Caulfield North. You're going to be auctioning that at 12:30. It's been popular.
Gary, as it should be. This is the most incredible solid brick home. It's got a classical facade. It's got a slate roof. It's a wraparound courtyard designed home. 3 bedrooms and a study, 2 beautiful bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, solid brick. That is an exquisite property, and it's brilliantly located Leeburn Avenue, where it hits Balaclava Road.
Phil, we're going to be in Northcote, not the suburb, but the avenue, Northcote Avenue, Caulfield North. That is your final of 4 auctions at 2:30 on Sunday, and a great-looking home it is in a terrific address.
Gary, 5 incredible bedrooms, 3 magnificent bathrooms, a double lock-up garage. That's family living at its absolute finest. Looking forward to that.
And the final auction on Sunday is going to be conducted by Simon Rodolnik. It's Onganai Road in Caulfield.
Meeting Joel Sir and Reno Pablibor. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a carport. That is a great property, Gary. We love that auction listing, and we love the weekend's offerings.
We do, Phil. We've got a couple of properties to talk about. One of those is in Woorale Street, Carnegie. Now, Graham Callan, he's the king of this block, Phil, and this is a great-looking apartment with a beautiful big terrace and view, and a great spot there in Woorale Street, right near our office.
Graham has been so busy in this building. I think he's the mayor of this building. He's been handling it with Natalia. That's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 car spaces, the most incredible terrace with the most amazing views.
And Mr. Murrumbina is Christian de Vries, Phil. He loves that suburb. He sells so well there, and he's excited about this one in Kangaroo Road.
Well, I'm not surprised. What a great job he's doing there, and also doing it with Dizzy Wang. That's 3 bedrooms and a bathroom, plenty of off-street car parking, a garage and a carport. Wonderful parcel of land of 685 square metres, Gary. That's the one with everything. And don't we love Murrumbina? How good is it?
We do love Murrumbina, and Murrumbina is now a suburb of $3 and $4 million homes, Phil. It's not, it's no longer a poor relative to Carnegie or, Caulfield.
I think Murrumbina is a feature suburb, and if you drive around Murrumbina and actually think about what it has, it's got parks, it's got schools, it's got a train station, it's access to Chadstone. It's a beautiful leafy suburb, and I think it's one of those little sleeper suburbs where if you don't know about Murrumbina, it's just not on your radar. But if you do, you're very, very hard to get people to sell in Murrumbina.
And great food there now. You've got terrific, Danielson and Levi, some great cafes, and a great walk under the. I did it just a couple of days ago with my daughter and my wife. We walked down Murrumbina, down that big walkway, Carnegie Murrumbina, past a couple of Gary Pier offices.
What a lovely family bonding moment that was, Gary.
That was our little holiday. That was our
and the
holiday,
only way I'm thinking that your daughter and your wife would have been walking along there, you walked to Chadstone, didn't you?
You thought I did, but you know. You didn't. We didn't. But I knew that's what you were thinking. But they were going to go with me with Chadson, but they just want my card, not me.
Yeah.
That is a big wrap on this beautiful sunny day, Philip. Winter has been pretty good. Compared to what Melbourne winters are. We've had some sunshine. It's been lovely. I know you've just been sitting around in 40 degrees and saying how difficult it has been, but it has been lovely. It's good to have you back.
Good to be back, Gary.
We look forward to bringing you all the news of going on in real estate. Thanks for watching. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Thanks for watching.